Good afternoon. In the news today, Joe Biden again sticks his foot in his mouth. Joe Biden is notorious for talking about things that he knows nothing about. And his advice now, and I think his advice was in answer to a woman who had put forth the proposition that she should have the right to own an AR-15 for home protection should she choose to. And of course, nobody with any knowledge of the Constitution could argue with her. Men certainly have the right to defend themselves, especially in their home. Personally, I think that they should have the right, or that they do have the right to carry conceal so they can protect themselves if they're driving through a troubled neighborhood and a riot is taking place like we saw occurring numerous times in Los Angeles. But Joe Biden babbles on about using a shotgun for home defense. And his advice was, he says that his advice to his wife, Jill, was to take a double-barreled shotgun, walk outside of her house, and fire 2 rounds off, and that this would somehow or another discourage a perpetrator from coming into the house and harming her. Well, first off, it would discourage somebody from entering your home, but it's also illegal to fire 2 rounds outside of your home in your neighborhood unless you are actually defending yourself. I used to be a firearms instructor when I was in the Army. That means that I trained young soldiers who were just coming into the Army to fire their weapons. I am not an expert on weapons. I know weapons very well. I used to teach them about weapons when I was in the Army, but I'm not an expert instructor. But I know that when we taught a soldier in the Army, you don't fire your weapon until you know what you are firing at. It is not sound advice for a woman to walk outside of her house with a double-barreled shotgun and just randomly fire 2 shots off, presumably into the air or across your yard. A shotgun blast, depending on what round you got in the shotgun, the pellets are still going to travel at a great distance. If you've got a neighbor that's fairly close by, you're going to be shooting your neighbor's house up. It's not sound advice. You also don't want to do that with an AR-15, just go randomly shooting at a target. You shoot at something that you know is there. If you're inside your home, somebody has kicked your door in, hopefully you've got a pistol strapped onto your belt, and you're able to pull that pistol out, take it off of safety, charge it very quickly, and fire at the perpetrator and hit them. And if they don't stop after the first shot, then you keep on firing at that person. The difference between an AR-15 and a shotgun blast will have a great splatter pattern. That's the only way that I know to describe it. If you've shot a shotgun up close, the pattern is very close and narrow. The further distance that shotgun blast travels, the more widespread the pattern becomes. You could be hitting some neighbor out watering his lawn, somebody cleaning their car, neighbor sitting out on their back porch. You're going to go shooting 2 blasts from a shotgun across your yard. Not good sound advice. Joe Biden, my advice to him is just shut up, Joe. You don't know what you're talking about. You're suffering some kind of mental disorder. It's like when Joe Biden was talking, he was in company with, I think, people from India or Pakistan, and he made that derogatory comment which I felt was a derogatory comment about Pakistanis and donut stores. Joe Biden has a tendency to stick his foot in his mouth whenever he opens his mouth. Don't listen to Joe Biden. He is not giving sound advice on proper firearm safety and the use of firearms. He obviously does not know what he's talking about. The best thing to do to get sound advice is take a course in firearms and the use of firearms and safety. I'll be back with some more news of the day. Thank you.